Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to video number 4. Four. That's what we wanted. Eins, zwei, drei, vier. Yeah, vier. There we go. Trying to rekindle the German that I've long forgotten. So video number 4 for the year. 4 for the year. Oh, crikey. Anyway, going to be one of those days, I think. Focus. We will get to work, we'll grab a coffee and see where the day takes us. But in other news, rather than my scattered brain, or maybe also on the topic of my scattered brain, I finished my 2022 recap and just barely scratching the surface of a reflection on 2022. It was, as I said, it was a bloody hectic year, and for me to be able to decipher it in a few pages in a notepad, maybe I think possibly wrote 8 or 10 pages or something like that, and yeah, even that as a very brief reflection is just, it's so much happened that I'd fill up a notepad or 2 or 3 or 4 if I just reflected on what it was. And one cool thing that I really enjoy about reflecting on a year like that, or over a period of time, an extended period of time, and I like to do it over 5 years as well. So this is in relation to where picturing where you could possibly be in 5 years' time. We really underestimate what we can achieve in 5 years, and a great way for us to look at what we could actually do if we put focused intention into a year or 3 years or 5 years or whatever that period is reflect back at the things that you have done in that time space. So looking back at the year that was 2022, I had a huge fucking year that so much energy was expelled, and reflecting back on that energy that I put out into the universe, or the universe sucked out of me, or however you want to look at it, it's crazy to reflect at how much you actually did. And what's cool about that is, if you think about it and use that as a little bit of a thought experiment to say, okay, well, if that's what I did last year with basically being on autopilot, or however you might want to go, what could you achieve in the following year, in the following 3 years, in the following 5 years, if you put a very clear, defined, and very what's the word that I'm looking for? Anyway, they're putting that clear and defined goal, and that very focused intention. That's the way I wanted to articulate that. Putting a focused intention into that same time period. Time is going to go by whether we like it or not. So the next year, the next 3 years, the next 5 years, hopefully at least, are going to go by whether we want it to or not. And by reflecting on the past experiences, by reflecting on the past, and that's all the past is there for, is to teach us, not for us to get caught up and emotionally tied into what happened or what didn't happen or anything like that. It is simply there to teach us. So don't put any energy, don't have any emotional attachment to what's happened in the past, whether that's good or bad emotional attachment. Don't put any of that into it, because all you're doing is sapping the limited energy that you have for this present moment by pushing it into the past or even into the future. But reflecting on it taking the lessons and not taking the extra baggage that it can come with, and bringing all of that baggage, leave that baggage in the present moment, because that's where you should be carrying it. But again, reflect on the past, because it can teach us what we could achieve for the future, and we have a heck of a lot of energy to expel, and reflecting on that shit, at how much energy we expelled, whether we meant to or not, on different events and situations that may have occurred, then it gives us the ability to realize what we could achieve in the present moment and for the future. So, what are you going to do to allow yourself to be completely present in this moment and not get caught up on the future or the past? Writing is a great way for us to do that. It's a great way for us to reflect. I'm obviously a massive advocate for writing. I love it, and it's a great way for us to be able to articulate our thoughts. I've expressed that time and time again, and that's a huge reason why I do these videos, is because it allows me to articulate my thoughts and allows me to reflect, and it also allows me to dream of what I could do in the future as well. Very, very cathartic doing this, even though I share it obviously with you guys, and that's part of what makes it cathartic for me as well, is opening up that vulnerability and sharing my 2022 recap. There is going to be a couple of things in there that I have to be vulnerable and have to allow myself to share them with you guys, because it's allowing you into my personal life and giving you some insight into the shit that I'm not necessarily proud of, but B, that I am also very proud of, because of my resilience that I developed, because of the things that I went through and the things that I did. And yeah, I've learnt and I've grown, and I've just as I said in my emotional breakdown video, I am so damn fucking proud of the bloke that I am, of the bloke that I have become, through all of the shit that I've gone through. And I am so fucking far from perfect. It is not funny, but I still have the ability to reflect on everything that I'm doing, and still have the ability to be proud of myself for holding myself in good stead through all of the shit that I've gone through and all of the shit that I'm about to go through, and the influence that I am having on other people's lives is beautiful, and it's brilliant, and that is probably my favorite trait about me is the influence that I have. And there was, I think it was a Socrates quote, I shared it yesterday. I'm going to butcher this, but it was, happy is the man who not only makes others happy with his presence, but makes them happy in their thoughts. Something along those lines. But that is what I strive to do, is that when people do think about me, and I know that there are going to be some people in this world who I have mistreated or whatever it is, they have their belief systems about me, and that's on them. Cool, that's their thing. But for the most part, I like to believe that if people think about me, that it brings a certain level of joy, of bliss, of happiness into their heart, and I do hope that they can feel that, and I do truly believe that is the case, and that influence, that is the thing that I am most proud of about myself, and yeah, I love what I do, and I love getting to be me. So anyway, went on a little bit of a tangent there. Gonna sign off because I am pulling up to work again, and yeah, I hope you guys have a bloody splendid day. Thank you for tuning in to video number 4 Fear, not fear itself, but fear that number 4. Thank you to the Deutsch. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys have a bloody splendid day. It's Friday in my world, so we're nearly at the weekend, and yeah, looking forward to getting a couple of days R&R. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope once again that you have a bloody splendid day. As always, much love and namaste.